Hello everyone, my name is Shema Abdurrahman Abba. So today I'll be taking you on conducting system of the heart. Normally we say that the heart is the conducting system of the body. How is the heart is the conducting of the system of the body? So today we're going to see what are the main process of how the heart is the conducting system of the body. So before we start the conducting system of the body, first of all, I would like you to understand the anatomical conducting system of the body. Normally, the heart is divided into four chambers. We have the atrium and the ventricle. We have the right atrium, we have the left atrium, we have the right ventricle, and we have the left ventricle. In between the atrium and the ventricle, what separates the atrium and the ventricle? Normally, there is an atrioventricular septum. This atrioventricular septum, it's a pork. I would like you to know that it's the one that separates the atrium from the ventricle internally. It is the internal structure of the heart, not the external structure of the heart. And also the heart consists of the vein and arteries, which help to distribute blood in the systemic part of the body. So we are now going to enter the functional diagram of the heart. So before we enter the functional diagram of the conducting system of the heart, I would like you to make sure that you understand this anatomical structure before you watch my video. This is the functional diagram. Sorry, before we start, this is the functional diagram of the anatomical conducting system of the heart. Normally, which I told you that heart is the main conducting system of the body. So this is the right atrium. Also, this is the left atrium. You see, this is the right ventricle, and this is the left ventricle. So in this heart, this is all the same with this. We just divide it just to see how is the heart is the main conducting system of the body. So before I will start, I would like you to keep three things at the back of your mind. As a medical student, you have to keep these three things at the back of your mind. This is the right atrium. Normally, I told you this is the left atrium. So in between the right and the left atrium, we have the interatrial septum, which is the good conducting system of the heart. Between the right ventricle and the left ventricle, we have the interventricular septum, which is also a good conducting system of the heart. But in between the atrium and the ventricle, normally in the main anatomical structure, we have the atrioventricular septum. This atrioventricular septum is the poor conducting system of the heart. Most of the atrioventricular septum is the poor conducting system of the heart. Only few is the good conducting system of the heart. So let's assume this is a myocardium. So in the myocardium, there is a group of cells. This group of cells perform a specialized function. How does it perform a specialized function? Because it generates action potential without any external stimulation, and it transports the action potential to the remaining part of the body. So I told you normally that myocardium has a group of cells. In this group of cells, it consists of the SA node, the AV node, and the Purkinje fibers. So first of all, we are going to start with the SA node. Let's use red marker. This is the SA node. So this SA node is one of the myocardial cells that perform a specialized function without any external stimulation, and it generates impulses without any external stimulation. So this SA node, and first of all, I have to tell you that the SA node is located between the junction of the superior vena cava and the right atrium. Let's see it in here. This is the superior vena cava. In between the superior vena cava, assuming I use this, in between the superior vena cava, in between them, this is where the SA node is. In between them is a junction between the superior vena cava and the right atrium is where the SA node is located. This SA node is one of the myocardial cells that perform a specialized function without any external stimulation. It stimulates the impulse on its own. So when this SA node fires automatically, it generates an impulse. So this impulse passes all the way down in all directions. It passes all the way down in all directions. As you see, as it generates the impulse, the SA node fire up and stimulate an impulse. So fire up, it generates an impulse without any external stimulation. And this impulse passes in all the way down. They follow the same direction. And this right atrium has to be depolarized. When this right atrium depolarized, the impulses passes through the interatrial septum, which I tell you that interatrial septum is a good conducting system of the electricity. So when the SA node fire up again, when it fire up, because I tell you it is a type of myocardium cell that perform a specialized function without any external stimulation, it generates an impulse. This impulse passes down and depolarizes the right atrium. When this right atrium is set to be depolarized, the impulse passes through the interatrial septum, which is the good conducting system of the heart. And when it passes through the interatrial septum, it enters into the left atrium and depolarizes the left atrium. It enters into the left atrium and depolarizes the left atrium. As you can see, the impulse is moving down. It's moving down. Impulses passes anywhere again, it has to first of all depolarize the left atrium. So when this depolarization crank depolarizes the entire atriums, when it depolarizes the right atrium, it also enters the interatrial septum and depolarizes the left atrium. When this depolarization crank depolarizes these two atriums completely, then the impulses will move towards the ventricle. But one thing I want you to remember again, that these impulses will not pass through the ventricle. When the impulses try to jump from the atrium, maybe example from the right atrium to ventricle, it stopped. Because why? I tell you, the atrioventricular septum is the poor conducting system of the heart. So whenever the impulses want to jump from the atrium to ventricle, it dies or it stops. Why? Because in the atrioventricular septum, I tell you, most of the parts are poor conducting system of the heart, which is called the fibrous annulus. This fibrous annulus is the poor conducting system of the heart. It acts as an insulator. Why did they say it acts as an insulator? Because there is no electrical current coming in and there is no electrical current going out. So it acts as an insulator. There is no impulse coming in, there is no impulse going out. So whenever the impulse tries to jump from the atrium to the ventricle, it dies. So it's only when the impulses passes through the AV node. It's only the impulses passes through here. Impulses, I told you, whenever the impulses want to cross the fibrous annulus, they die. Some of them dies and some of them didn't even reach it, because whenever they try to jump from the atrium to ventricle, they easily stop here, because it's a poor conducting system of the electricity. It's only when the impulses passes through the AV node that, so when the electrical current passes through the AV node, they transmit the impulses to the entire ventricle. But when the impulses arrives to this point, there's fibrous annulus. This fibrous annulus, it acts as insulator. There is no electrical current coming in and there's no electrical current coming out. So normally when the impulses, I told you from the SA node first, they depolarize the right atrium, they depolarize the left atrium. When this depolarization crank is set to be depolarized, and the impulses will pass through it's only the impulses that passes through the AV node. They can transmit into the ventricle. But if they pass, they can't even cross this fibrous annulus, because whenever they try to travel this fibrous annulus, they die. Because it is a poor conducting system of the heart. It acts as insulator. Whenever the electrical current coming in, it stops. Because there is no way the electrical current can pass. It's only when the electrical current can pass through the AV node, then it can transmit the impulse to the ventricle, and then the entire ventricle can depolarize. So when the impulse passes through the AV node, when impulse reaches the AV node divided into two branches. So the AV node will give a small branch, which is called the bundle of His. This bundle of His is divided into two. We have the left bundle branches and the right bundle branches. These right bundle branches passes downward towards the major part of the ventricle. So I didn't tell you that ventricle is divided into three. Put that at the back of your mind. That ventricle is divided into three. We have the interventricular portion. This is the interventricular portion. This is the major portion, and this is the basal portion. Again, the ventricle is divided into three. We have the interventricular portion, the major portion, and the basal portion. Keep that at the back of your mind that the ventricle is divided into three. We have the interventricular portion. Here to here is the major, and here is the basal. So normally when the ventricle passes downward, I told you, it sends the impulse towards the major part. And when the impulse reaches here, it gives rise to the Purkinje fibers. Assuming this is our Purkinje fibers. This is the Purkinje fibers. So whenever the bundle of his, whenever the impulse reaches the bundle of his normally I tell you divide into the right bundle branch and the left bundle branch. And when impulses passes from when the impulse reaches the bundle of his, it will pass to right bundle branch, passes to left bundle branch, and this right and left bundle branch will give rise to several branches called the Purkinje fibers. And I told you this is the Purkinje fibers. This is the Purkinje fibers. Now, let's take a recap again. I tell you, SA nodes in myocardium, they are a group of cells. This group of cells perform a specialized function. And why did they say they perform a specialized function? I tell you because they generate action potential without any external stimulation, and they transport the action potential to the remaining part of the body. So SA node is among them because if you see, I tell you this SA node, it stimulates impulses without any external stimulation, without any cell or without any depolarization crash should come before it generates on its own. So when this SA node fire up, I tell you, it will generate an impulse. So this arrow indicates that the impulse that the fires from the SA node automatically they pass down. But first of all, they depolarize the right atrium. So when they depolarize the right atrium, I tell you, they will pass through the interatrial septum, which is the good conducting system of the heart. When they pass through the interatrial septum, they enter into the interventricular septum. Then after they enter into the left atrium, they depolarize the left atrium. So when these atrium are said to be depolarized, don't forget actually that impulses cannot move directly from the atrium to the ventricle because there is a poor conducting system of the heart which we call the fibrous annulus. It acts as an insulator. This is the fibrous annulus. This is the fibrous annulus. So whenever impulses try to cross the fibrous annulus, it stopped. Why? Because fibrous annulus is the poor conducting system of the heart, and it acts as an insulator. Why does it act as an insulator? Because there's no electrical current coming in, there's no electrical current coming out. It's like you see a wire that is wrapped around. So whenever you touch it, you cannot get shocked. So normally, when the impulses they are moving very fast. When they come to the fibrous, you see the impulses stop. Because it acts as insulator. There's no electrical current coming in, there's no electrical current coming out. Even when the electrical current coming in, it dies. So only when the impulses passes to the AV node, transmitted to the entire ventricle. So how does the impulses travel from the AV node? Since we said when SA node fire up, it depolarizes the right atrium, it depolarizes the left atrium. But when the depolarization current are said to be depolarized, when the depolarization current of the electrical impulses first depolarize the two atriums, then it passes the impulses to the AV node. So let's see how the AV node can transmit the impulses to the entire ventricle. Normally, scientists say that AV node is the slowest conducting system of the heart. Why is it the slowest conducting system of the heart? And they say that ventricle is the fastest conducting system of the heart. Why is it that the AV node is not the fastest, only the ventricle is the fastest? So let's see the AV node under the microscopic view. This is the microscopic view of the AV node. Assuming we are seeing it under the microscope. This is the AV node. Assuming this is this and this is the ventricle is this. So this is a Purkinje fibers and this is the AV node. Assuming we are seeing it in the microscope. Let's assume that why is it the slowest conducting system of the heart? If you can see AV node now, it has small cells. It has more small cells, and you can see Purkinje have less cells. So it's coming. When the impulse is first fired from the SA node, depolarize the two atrium. When the two atrium are said to be depolarized, the impulses will pass through the ventricle, the AV node, sorry. When this impulse reaches AV node, first of all, it will first depolarize this cell. This cell depolarizes the adjacent cell. Adjacent cell depolarizes the other adjacent cell. They will continue depolarizing, but when it reaches down here, it takes a lot of time. Do you know why it takes a lot of time? Because AV node have much cells and it has low diameter with high resistance. So when there is high resistance, when instead of fire up, the impulse is moving very fast. When it comes to the AV node, it has to stop because there is much cells, because it has to depolarize these cells that you're seeing. It will depolarize this cell one by one. It makes sure all these cells is depolarized. Well, that's why when the depolarization current reaches here, it takes a lot of time. Why? Because it has low cell, low diameter with high resistance. But if you can see in Purkinje fibers, we have the two large cells. The cells are large, they will be high diameter with low resistance. So that's the difference. Why I tell you that keep this at the back of your mind. Even in the EKG, you can't see AV node in the waves of ECG. Why? Because it's always silent. There are much cells, it's low diameter, and there is high resistance. Whenever impulses try to pass it fast, it can't because it has to depolarize each and every one cell. What you can see in the Purkinje, the cells are less, so the diameter are high with the resistance are very low. That's why when the impulses reaches to the ventricle, it's fire up and depolarize the ventricle. And depolarize the entire ventricle very fast. But when it reaches the AV node, it has to first depolarize this cell depolarize this cell depolarize this cell. Whenever they ask you, why is it AV node is always silent? You will say that because it has low cell, with low diameter, with high resistance. So when there is less diameter, the impulse cannot move fast because there is too much cell and it has to depolarize each and every one. While in the ventricle, it has just less cell. You can see the cells are big and we have high diameter with low resistance. That's the main difference. So when the impulses come to the AV node, I think it takes about 0.2 seconds, but that one we're going to talk more about in the conducting system of physiology. For now, you just have to know that SA node have load. Why does it is the slowest conducting system of the heart? I told you again, because it has much cells, low diameter with high resistance. While in the Purkinje, we have less cell, high diameter with low resistance. So when the impulse reaches to the AV node, it takes about, I think, 0.2 seconds before it reaches to the bundle of fluids. But immediately, the impulse reaches to the bundle of fluids, you see the impulse start to be fire up and start to depolarize the ventricle. But first of all, when the impulse reaches to the bundle of fluids, it will pass to the right bundle branch and it passes to the left bundle branch. Okay. So when the impulses I told you reaches to the AV node, it takes a lot of time, like 0.2 seconds. So when the impulse depolarizes the AV, when the impulse depolarizes the AV node, then it passes to the bundle of fluids. So when it comes to the bundle of fluids, it first depolarizes the right bundle branch and the left bundle branch. But remember that this right and left bundle branch, it has to depolarize the interventricular portion. So we have to see which one depolarizes the interventricular portion. So I would like you to see the microscopic view of the bundle of fluids. This is the AV node and this is the bundle of fluids. So I told you that the bundle of fluids gives two branches. We have the right bundle branch and the left bundle branch. And normally I told you that this right and left bundle branch have to depolarize the interventricular septum first. So let's see which one among the bundle branches that depolarize the interventricular portion. So this is the microscopic view. Normally, in nature, this right bundle branches is surrounded by insulatory materials. So these insulatory materials that surround the right bundle branches, when impulses coming from the bundle of these, when it reaches to the right bundle branches, passes downward without producing impulse. Do you know why? Because it wraps around, it's surrounded by the insulator. For example, when you move towards, or you're walking towards the street, you see that you will find that in the street there's an electrical current. This electrical current is wrapped around with an insulator, so that when you touch that insulator, you won't get shocked. So that's for right bundle branches. It's surrounded by insulator. So no matter what, whenever impulses come from the bundle of it,
from the street again.
So,
for example,
in the street, there is, if you're passing towards the street, you will find out that
if you are walking on the street.
Okay.
Again.
If you are walking on the street.
For example. Again.
For example, if you are walking in the street, you will find out that there is an electrical current. This electrical current is surrounded by the insulator. This insulatory material that you see is surrounding the electrical current. It protects okay. When you're walking on the street, you find out that there is an electrical current. This electrical current it's surrounded or it's wrapped around with insulatory material. So that when you touch this insulatory material, you won't get shocked. So they are the same, like for example, they are the same with the right bundle branches. These right bundle branches, no matter when impulse is coming from the bundle of it just passes downward. It passes downward without producing impulses. Because of why? There is an insulating material which doesn't allow electrical current to come in and electrical current to go out, right? So whenever you're should I start it? For example, when you're walking on the street.
Calm down. Okay, for example, go.
For example, when you're walking on the street, you find out that there is electrical current. In this electrical current, you see there is an insulatory material surrounding the electrical current. So that when you touch this insulatory material, you won't get shocked. For example, again, you have a wire, normally socket that you charge or cook with it. You see whenever you touch it, you didn't get shocked. Because of what? Like why? What's the reason that if you touch it, you didn't get shocked? Because there is an insulatory material that is there to protect the current wire, so that to avoid shocks. So normally in the right bundle, bundle branches, we have the insulatory material. That's why you see it's completely surrounded by insulatory material in nature. But also there is an insulatory material in left bundle branches. But these insulatory materials, they are incomplete in nature. So, as you can see, they are incomplete in nature. When an impulse is coming from the bundle of fish, when it reaches to the right bundle branches, it passes downward without producing impulses. Why? Because I tell you, it's surrounded by an insulatory material in nature, so that it cannot produce impulses. It can't depolarize the interventricular portion. But if you come to the left bundle branches, you find out that the insulatory material is incomplete in nature. So when impulses arrive to this stage, you see here it won't produce an impulse. When it reaches to the discontinuous part, it produces an impulse. And these impulses will move towards the interventricular portion. When it comes here, it won't produce. When it comes here, it passes out. When it comes here, it produces an impulse. When it comes here, it produces an impulse. When it comes here, it produces. But when it comes here, it produces an impulses. So normally now, I want you to keep at the back of your mind that in the right bundle branches, it's surrounded by insulatory material in nature. It doesn't it's completely surrounded by insulating material in nature. Why the left bundle branch, it is incomplete in nature. They have discontinuous part. This one is complete insulation, while this one is discontinuous insulation. So in this discontinuous insulation is where it produces impulses. So normally when impulses reaches here, when electrical current reaches here, it produces an impulse. When electrical current reaches here, it produces an impulse. When electrical current reaches here, it produces an impulse. So normally we said in future that, for example, if they ask you in class, what depolarize the interventricular portion? You just said the left bundle branches. So normally, left bundle branches is the one that activates or depolarize the interventricular portion. When it depolarizes the interventricular portion, it will. Sorry, let's wrap it. For example, it's wrapped around. You can see it's wrapped around. And this one is discontinuous in nature. So let's say that the right bundle branches, it's completely surrounded by insulatory material in nature. Why left bundle branch is incomplete insulation? It's discontinuous. Sorry, let me just give you that. It's discontinuous insulation in nature. So when electrical current passes from the bundle branches, when it reaches to the AV node, it stops here. Where it produces impulses only when there is discontinuous part in the left bundle branches. So this continuous part is where it produces an impulses. These impulses will come and depolarize the interventricular portion, depolarize the right bundle branches, and then it will move down towards the major part of the ventricle, depolarize the ventricle, and give rise to the Purkinje fibers.